Hi everyone, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll just wait some time,
Yes,
let
ma'am.
everyone join in, and then we'll just start off with the session. So, is there anyone who is new to the session today? Okay, fine. We'll just wait for others to join in. Hello, guys. Hopefully, all of you have joined in. So, we'll just start off with the session. So just wanted to check, is there anyone who is new to this batch today? Okay, fine. If you are, just raise your hands, please. Okay, fine. So we'll just start off with the session. I'll just present my screen. Allow me some time, and by that we can start off with the session. Just a moment. Is my screen visible to you? Is my screen visible, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. So we'll just continue with the same word file that we have taken in. Once it is done, then if possible, I'll share with you. Okay. So today we will be discussing in details about the loops in Python. Then we'll just move into the coding section of it. Then, like today's agenda basically is to see this part, then move into the functions section, the functions in Python, And if time permits, we'll also cover the OOP sections. That is the object-oriented programming section in Python that we will be also covering because this is the very basic thing that we need to cover in because while you'll be working with the models and running the codes up, there you might need this to work well, right? If you have a proper understanding of it, then only you'll be able to work there. So that's why these are the basic things that we are like enlisting up here and will be discussing up. Okay. So guys, you have any idea about loops? What are loops?
Used to execute a block of code multiple times.
Yes, right, exactly. So this is what about loop is, right? So now if I need to give a real time example of it, like you're in a real life, what we do, that type of example, like suppose hope all this happened to every one of you when we used to go down to our school in a very young age, like when we were to like study in suppose upper nursery, class one, class two, in that stage when we used to do some of the mistake, our like the teachers who are there, they used to tell us like if we are sorry about it, they are to write in a page 100 times that I will not commit this again. This this was a task that used to be given by the by our teachers when we are really young, right? So this is actually the work that we are doing. Like if I am writing it like that I'll be studying daily. This type of writing, if I am doing it 100 times, so I am doing the same task repeatedly over and over again, right? So instead of writing it again and again, I can tell someone to repeat this for me for 100 times automatically, right? This is what programming actually does. So I have written a specific line of code and I want to stretch it for 100 times, right? So writing that same thing 100 times doesn't make a sense, right? It is time consuming and also also it doesn't look appealing good when we are writing same line of code 100 of the times in our Jupyter notebook, maybe in Collab or in IDE, right? So it's better to use the like the loop so that we are working it in a form that everything has been done in that format. So any of the real life example if you are giving. So suppose in the morning you are waking up, you are picking up the toothbrush, then applying the toothpaste over it. Now you are brushing the teeth, then rinsing the mouth and keeping the brush again back to the place, right? So every morning this is happening in a loop, right? But you can't stop that. That is most vital thing everyone needs to do. But in programming, we can make anyone else do this on behalf of us. So programming, like Python programming, is doing it on behalf of us, right? So there are two types of loop that we can call off. First one is the for loop, and another one is uh, while loop. So, guys, you have any proper idea about for loop, why we are using it, and in what format we can use that? For loop and while loop, anyone? Okay, let us just simplify it. So, for loop is when we know how many times we need to repeat the task. Actually, we know the range from zero, like going down from one to one place. The starting and ending we already know. Like the ending, the maximum part we already know, right? So then only we are supposed to use the for loop. So you can think of the word for, right? So for it, what it signifies. For is for fixing numbers multiple times, right? For I want to do this for this part of time, right? This is how we actually tell, right? So this is the reason for loop is being used when we know how many times we will be repeating the same task. So let me just write it down for you. right? And what for loop is, like the what while loop is, like when you know how many times like you want to, like there is a condition how many times the loop will follow up, right? So when you know how many times you'll be repeating it up, that comes like repeating the task. For loop is when you know how many times you will repeat the task, that is for loop. And when you know how many times you will repeat the task, then you then that is for while loop. Okay, so let me just give you a better example. So you can imagine like you are watering five plants in a balcony, right? So you already know the number of plants is five, right? So you will repeat the watering process for five times, one for each plant. Like one once you are done watering the first plant, then only you will move it down to the second plant, then only you'll move it down to the third plant, then to the fourth, and then to the fifth, right? So in programming, like if you want to repeat something for five times, you will tell the computer do this each thing for five times, right? So for each item, this is needs to be done for five times, right? Clear what I told? Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So now we'll moving down for while loop. So while loop, what it happens, we'll give an example. So imagine you are filling water in a bucket. Okay, so you will keep the tap running while the bucket is not full till the time the bucket is not full. Okay, so you don't know exactly how long it will take. Maybe 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, maybe 1 minute. But you will keep checking, right? You'll keep checking is the bucket yet full or not. So if not, you will continue. If yes, you will stop. So this is while loop. So now you got the difference between for loop and while loop.
So in while loop, we can give conditions. Yes.
Sorry, I just missed out. Can you come again?
In while loop, we can give conditions.
Yeah, definitely we can give conditions, right? So
Okay. Hmm.
so in while loop, as for the example I am telling, like previously, I have given you the example that we can water the plant, like there are five plants, and you need to water that. So you already know the number of plants that are there with you. So you will repeat the task one by one for each of it. But in case of while loop, you don't know when the condition will end. Like when, like you know the condition, like what it is. You have to fill the water, like fill water in the bucket. So this is your task. But when you don't know when it will get completed, right? So you are keeping the tap running while the bucket is like till the bucket is full, right? You will keep the tap on or the running till the bucket is full. So for that, you will keep on checking is my bucket full or not? Is my bucket full or not? If it is full, then you'll stop it. If not, you'll keep the tap running for filling it out. Right? This is what is the basic difference that we got for loop and while loop. So making it better. So, like watering five plants for loop. Why? Because you know that there are five plants and filling the bucket with water with while loop. Why we are doing it? Because we know how we don't know actually. We don't know how long it will take the task to be done, right? That's why. So once the task is done, we will come out of the while loop. We will not repeat it again. But in for loop, once the watering of one plant is done, we are repeating it for second one. Once it is done for the second, we are doing it for the third. Once third is done, we are moving it for fourth. So similarly, we are doing it for fifth. For five times we are doing it. Okay.
So, ma'am, which is better for according to time or space complexity?
That is see, everything has a specific use and specific things. So there are certain position where we need for loop, and there are certain position where we need while loop. So based on that, we can't check on, right? Because while we are coding it down, there might be some position or some condition where we know for how long we need to run the code, for how many times we need to run the loop, right? So in that position, we will be using for loop. But when we don't know for how much specific time we need to run it, but we know I need to run the code till the time this task gets completed. So in that case, I'll be using the for while loop. Okay, so majorly loops, why we are using loops? Loops actually saves time. It reduces the repetition that we make, and the programs become shorter and cleaner, and also allow the automation. This is the reason we are using loops. And inside loop we are having two different loops, that is for loop and while loop, and based on our need we are using them, and based on our wish we are using them, and where we are needing what we need to identify that, and based on that we need to use that. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So, as I told about while loop, it what it means, like what actually in a shorter sense for a recapping perspective, if we need to see. So, in terms of loop, what is loop? Loop is repeating an action. In real time, if I need to say it, like brushing the teeth daily is a real time action that we actually do, and that is in continuous format. That's why we are calling it a loop. Now it's for loop. For loop is for repeating for fixed number of times. Like as I have given the example, like watering a plant, 5 plants regularly. That is a regular task, and doing it for five times. It is for loops. While loop, like repeating until the condition is met, right? So someone was asking for while loop, do we keep condition? Yes, of course. We are keeping the condition only in like we are keeping the condition in while loop only, because we are running the loop until our condition is fulfilled, right? So in while loop, we are repeating a task until our condition is met, right? And what are condition? Condition are the rules that decides when to stop my action. Hope these are all clear to you. Then we'll just move into the coding section in Python. Is it fine? Should we move in, or any further doubt in this section?
No, ma'am, clear.
Great. Everyone, right?
Yes,
Everyone
ma'am.
clear? Okay, fine. We'll just
Yes.
move in then. Okay. My screen is visible, right? I'll just so let me check on that. Python loops, right? This one is the loop one. Okay. So basically, see, without loop, when we are not using loop, how we are working? We are printing hello. Suppose my task is to print hello for 5 times. If I am not using loop, then I am just writing print hello for 5 times. This is for 5 times, then also it is easy just copying and pasting. But for 100,000 times, copy pasting is also a task, right? So that's why we are just trying and using the loops, right? So we are writing print hello. So how many times we have written it? We have written it 5 times. So see, without loop also it is working, but it is a manually draining out procedure, right? Now we are moving it with loop. So since we know I need to just move in for 5 times, that's why I am using for loop up here. So for I in range 5, I am printing hello. The same output I'll be getting, but here I am like writing the code for 5 times. But here I have written only 2 lines of code, right? So in the first line, if you can see for I in range 5, so for what is for? This is the loop keyword in Python that I already mentioned. So for I is the temporary variable that we have actually initialized here. So this temporary variable that keeps track of the current loop count. What is for how many times? Because in for loops we are running it for 5 times here, right? So 5 times my action will happen. So how many times it has already been covered? That check is being taken by this I. I is the temporary variable. We call it as a temporary variable. It actually keeps the track of the how many, like the count of it, how many times my current loop is working or running. Okay. Then what we have this in range 5. So what range 5 tells, so it actually creates a sequence of number. Okay, range actually what it does, it creates a sequence of number starting from 0 going down to 4. So how it is creating? So just for an example, I am giving. So range 5, what it actually signifies, it actually means like, just a moment, just a moment. So it actually signifies uh, like we are having a list that is coming down from, like we have a proper sequence or a list that is coming from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So based on the index value, it is being counting. So range 5, that means it will go from 0 to 4. And my task is to print hello. And why we are using this colon is at the end of the Python that tells the next line. Like it is the next line which is the indented, and what I want to repeat in the loop that will be printed in the next line. So this is what it tells, this colon. Okay. Next, we are printing the task. What is my task? My task is to print hello world. So I am just running the code round. So you can see that hello is coming up for 5 times. Clear? This code is clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So this is a very basic code. Since we have just started off, we have started off with the very basic, right? Now the similar way, there we have taken like said hello for 5 times in for loop. Now here we will be doing it for 10 times, right? Or we can keep the range to 20 times, right? Now I'll just run it down and see if it is printing for 20 times or not. Just a moment, it's taking a bit time because just a moment, it's running. Fine, let me just showcase by that time. It will just give me the output. So the similar thing we have taken as before, but here we have just increased the range a bit. We have increased the range to 20 up here. There it was 5, and we have increased the range to 20. So similarly, it will take it from 0 and going down to 20 minus 1, that is 19. So we will have the index going from 0 to 19, and it will print that much altogether up here. Okay. So now we'll just move in. Once it print, we will again come back to it and see how it has printed and in what format it had done it. Now we'll just move in for the next one. So see here, we have taken it down. Okay. Okay, fine, got it. So we'll just check it for this section. So here we have got fruits, and inside it, it is a list actually. So it after, since it is a list, we have taken some of the items inside it. So we have taken apple, banana, mango, the fruits name we have actually taken in. Okay, So since we have taken it up like that, so this is the list we have actually initialized. The first item is apple, the second item is banana, the third item is mango. Now, for fruits in fruit, we will take it. Since for fruits we have taken it, I have just here, as since we have see here the 20 times it has already printed. So since here the temporary variable we have taken I, here also we could have taken I. That will also didn't make a wouldn't make a sense, like wouldn't make a change actually, because the variable I can take anything and anywhere. But just for a reference here, I have taken the fruit in fruits. So I am signifying each of the fruit out here and will perform the task based on it. Okay. So for fruit in fruits, and it is giving me the values up here. And the task for this point is to print fruit. Okay, so this is a simple code about the for loop. Hope this is clear to you. Next, we'll move into while loop. Now we'll see how while loop actually works. So in this case, we have written it like that. The first line it says I equals to 1. So this line states a start value. Why we have kept I as I equals to 1? Because this actually sets a starting value. My starting value is from 1 and I will move it down accordingly. Okay, till my condition satisfies. Okay, like it's why we are putting like that, it is we are just telling that my starting number is 1, and by this you can start off, because we need a initiation point from where we will start off. So that's why we have started it. Now while I less than or equal to 5, this is my actual condition or the rule. So while, what it means keep going, like it is actually instructing me, like keep going sometime again and again, as long as my condition sets true. Once my condition is false, you stop then and there. Okay, so this is what it is actually saying. Once that has been done, I am printing I, and for each iteration, I am just printing, like counting the value of I and making it to plus 1, right? So for the first loop, I value will be I value, like the first loop when it is done, when it is 1, then I value will change it to 2. Then for second loop, when I value will be 2, it will be 3. Then it similarly it will go like after fifth loop, when I equals to 6, and then the loop will stop. Why it will stop at when I value will be 6? Because the I, like the sixth value is of course greater than 5, not less than 5, right? So is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any further query in this section?
No, ma'am.
Fine. We'll just move into special control loop. So here what we are doing, we are using break statement up here. So here we are putting the range from 1 to 10. We are using for loop and we are taking the range from 1 to 10. So it gives numbers, like the loop will start from 1 and move it down till 9. Okay. So the loop does goes through each number one by one. Okay. So if now the next step is, if this is my condition that I am putting in, if I equal to 5, that is it checks if my current looping number is 5. If that is 5, I will break it. Break, like immediately I will stop the loop, and when the value of I will be equal to 5, then and there I'll stop the loop and I'll print the values till I, like till that point. Okay, so see from 1 to 10 it has gone. When the value of I equals to 5, we have started from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have got the values as 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? This is the break statement that we have used in inside it. Next, the continue statement we will be taking it. So what happens? So here you can see That for loop we are using, and we are starting it from 1 going down to 6. Now what happens if the value of I is equal to 3, then we will be continuing and printing the values. So see here, so when we the value of I and we are using continue, what it means, for I equal to 3, that is it checks if the number is 3 or not. And continue, what it means, keep that third position, like that third, when the value is equal to 3, keep that position and just continue with the rest part of the code. Okay, so we are skipping when the value of I equals to 3. That's why when we are printing I, we are getting 1, 2, 4, and 5. Clear for continue statement, where we are using continue statement and how we are doing that?
So can we give multiple number like 3, 7, like you are giving 3 I equal to 3?
Yes, we can do, but that depends on the range what we are taking and how we are taking. Okay, so this we can do, like, if in that case, if you are just want to print the even numbers only, you can do that. So then in that section, this actually is a form when we want to stop for certain section and then want to move in for the rest, right? So this is how we can take it. Okay, so we are moving it down then for the next part, for the past. So how are doing it? We are using for I in range 3, and we are using pass, like it pass means it does nothing actually. Okay. So while we are running the loop for 3 times, like suppose we want to run it for 3 times, then the I will run from 0 going down to 2. So pass means do nothing here. In this format, you can say, so it's just a placeholder to keep the loop structure valid. If not, you like it's just for keeping the loop structure valid. No other special point is there. It's just a placeholder. Okay. So once the loop runs 3 times but performs no action. Okay. So it runs for 3 times, but this pass doesn't perform any such action. So after the loop finishes, we run, like we print it like that. Uh, print loop finished like that. We want to print it, so that's why we have printed it down in this format. So this is how we have taken it. Next, we can take for the nested loop. What nested loop actually means? We have, as of now, we have only seen about the loops, but there are conditions when we can create loops within loops. Like there is an outer loop and there would be a inner loop. Okay, so there would be two loops working simultaneously in that form, and we are about to take it in that form. Okay, so let us give a proper details about it. So in a form, what it is happening? So for I in range 1 to 4, we have taken one for loop, and we are counting it as an outer loop. Since it is going from 1 to 4, it will count for 1, 2, and 3 only. Okay, so since it is starting from 1, that's why it is taking to 1, 2, and 3. If it is counting from 0, then we would have taken from 0, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 0, yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, because the ending is 4, but it is starting from 1 going down to 4, so 2, 1, 2, 3, 3 times it will run. Okay, so I, what is I? I is again a temporary variable for this loop. Inside that loop, we have taken another loop, that is a for loop, and that is running from that is called the inner loop, that is also running from 1 to 3, like from 1 going to 2 through 3. It is going, and here we have initialized another temporary variable to work in. Okay, so what actually is happening? What is the task I have given to it? So I am giving I need to like I need to print it like this. I need to multiply it with the GA for each of the iteration it is happening, and I want to print the result. Okay, so let me just give you a better review of it. Just a moment. Yes. So here what is happening? What we are doing, I am doing, we are putting I, we are putting like this, we are putting J, and we are along with that, we are putting like equal to we need to put in because this is my pattern that I am following up. So sorry, here would be comma, not yes. And here we will be, what we are doing, we are doing I multiplying, we are doing multiplication actually, we are doing now. So what we are doing, first one loop is going, first loop, the inner loop is moving, and inside it, the outer loop is moving. Sorry, the outer loop is moving and inside it, the inner loop is moving. So outer loop is moving along with the inner loop is moving in. Okay, so how it is happening when the value of I, we have taken two values, like one is I and another one is J, right? So when the value of I equals to 1, then J runs for 1, 2, 3, three times. When the value of I is equal to 1, then J runs it for first 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Then when the value of I equals to 2, then what happens? It runs it for 1, 2, 3. J is running for 1, 2, and 3. When the value of I is equal to 3, then J is running for again 1, 2, and 3. So while it is doing, my task is to print this, right? So it is giving me the output as, like for this, it is giving me the output as 1 cross 1, 1 cross 2, and 1 cross 3. So this 1 is getting multiplied with this I is getting multiplied with 2, and this I is getting multiplied with 3. Clear what I told? Is it clear to you? Guys, are you understanding or not? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So are you understanding what I am telling?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So did
Yes.
you understand how it is happening and how in what format we are taking it? So again for this, what will happen? You tell me.
3 into 1,
Yes,
3 into 2, 3 into 3.
yes. Yes, this is how my data needs to print in. So I'll just check if it is doing it like that. Yes. So along with that, since I have given equal to and also doing the product, so it is also giving the product along with that. Okay, hope that is clear to you. Next, we are moving in. So we are taking a list out of here with three names. The names are Ram, Arnab, and Abhi. Three names we have taken. Now here you can see enumerate names. What actually it is, it gives both the index number and the name. Because I need the index value, also the name I would be needing. That's why I have used enumerate for index and name. In enumerates, give the names. So it will print both the index value and also the name. So see here, it has given me the index value. It is in zeroth index, it is in first index, it is in second index. So along with the name, it has also printed the index number. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just a moment. Just allow me a moment. Like I just need to have some water. Just a moment, please. Okay, let's just take it forward then. Okay, so we'll just move into the function section. We'll understand about functions. So let me just write it down up here only in this section. So guys, you tell me what you know about functions in Python.
Python function is a reusable block of code that perform a specific task.
Okay. Anything, anyone else wants to put in anything?
In Python, we have two types of function, user-defined function and predefined function. So when we
Mhm.
define a function, we have to call them to perform a specific task.
Yes, that's pretty much yes. That exactly what we do. So let's give a proper real life example so that it becomes easier for us to understand. Okay. So suppose, just for in reference, we are taking it like that, or just imagining in that form that you are working in a restaurant, in a maybe a five-star restaurant you are working in. So a chef, what happens there? A chef receives an order, right? So for example, the order is about a white sauce pasta. Okay, so the chef follows a set of steps, right, to prepare that pasta. Like they will boil water, then cook the noodles up, like the spaghettis or noodles, whatever be it. They will just cook it down, then will add the sauce, extra, etc. Right? So they will work it in this format. So finally, what the chef will give us in return, a finished dish, right? So now, when we are about to this process, we are giving an input. That is, the order is the input up here. So what is the order? That is the anyone that is sitting in the restaurant, his order is of a white sauce pasta, right? So the chef, what is the chef does? Chef allows it actually follows a specific recipe that is already predefined process. Chef just followed it and prepared the pasta. And what is the output that we are getting? The prepared pasta we are getting as output. So this is the whole process of a function. Okay, so function is a reusable set of instructions. We can see it, think it of like that. It is a reusable set of instructions that performs a specific task whenever it is called. Okay, so why do we need functions? What is the need of functions, right? So we can imagine every time someone is ordering the food, you have you have to you have to personally tell the chef that every time, like each of the step for cooking from scratch, right? Suppose you are there in the restaurant, suppose each time the one of the customer is coming in and asking for white sauce pasta, then you need to instruct the chef that this is the work you need to do it to prepare that, right? So this actually makes all of the difference. Like every time someone orders food, you have to personally tell the chef each of the single step of cooking from the scratch. That is like boiling water, add salt, add this, add that. So that would actually waste the time and lead to much of the mistakes, right? So we are instead we are actually creating a proper function, a predefined recipe, you can think, that tells the chef exactly how to make pasta and in what form it need to be done. So whenever someone tells make pasta, the chef simply runs to the recipe and just returns to the dish that they are actually giving in. So this is the reason why we need function. So in simple Python sense, in technical sense, if you want to understand p- what what we need and what functions actually help us. So functions actually help us to avoid repetition. It actually organizes the code in a form that like it can like break the big problem into simple small sections and simple and manageable sections actually. Okay, so it also increases the readability and make the code reusable. For any time when I need to write the same part of the code, I don't have to again write it down from scratch. I can just call that, and based on that I can use it. Okay, so for understanding the functions concept, so there would be a name. Okay, so there would be a name to define it, like a name of a recipe that is making pasta. So there should be a name, there should be a proper input, there should be a process or logic that we need to take into, and there should be a proper output. This actually totally comprises of a function. Okay, is it clear?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
the steps clear? Okay, fine. So for a basic workflow that we need to take in, so the very first step that we need to take in, that is defining the function. And the second step that we need to do, that is to call the function. So these are the major steps that we need to do. Okay. So there are some of the real-time examples also that we can like take into account. And now the type of function we can think of. So the type of functions, basically the functions that take nothing and give nothing. And another one is the function that takes input and gives no output. The third function is the function that takes nothing but gives output. And the function that takes input and give output. There are these four types of functions. Okay, so the function that takes nothing and gives nothing. So you tell your friend, like you actually tells your friend, suppose, please switch on the light. So they just do it. That is no input, no output is there inside that. So this in this programming, some functions just perform as an action without the need of data or any of the giving back of the result. So this is actually comes under function that takes nothing and gives nothing. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Fine. Next, we'll move in. The second is the function that takes input but not giving any of the required output with like it is giving taking input but no output, takes input but no output. So this is for that. If we I have to give an example, like let me think how what example I can give in this section. Suppose you give a cloth to the washing machine. Okay, so it washes them, and based on that it gives me the output as a dried cloth, right? So you don't get a value that is getting returned, but just the action is being done. Here the input that you are giving, that is the cloth you are giving as input. So it has input but no output, right? Next, we can think about the function that takes input and gives output. Okay, so you can like think about a fruit juicer. It gives you it gives you juice when you just give the fruit to it. So the fruit is giving as an input, and the juice is coming out as an output to it, right? So this is actually the form where the function takes input and gives output. So most of the Python function work like this. So it takes the input, do something, and return the result. There is another one that is function that takes nothing but give output. So you can think about you can take about date and time on your phone. You can press the date and time on your phone. You didn't give any of the input, right? But it shows the current time as an output. When you are pressing the date in your phone, it actually gives you the time along with that, right? So similarly, there is some of the function that only generates information. So let me just write it down. Function that take nothing, but give output. And the fourth one, that function takes input and give output. Okay, fine. Is it clear, guys?
Ma'am, can you provide the code example for each?
Yeah, I'll be showing the examples. So there you can see. In the Python, I'll be showing you the example for that so that you have a better clarity on that. Okay. So next, we'll see about the built-in function. That is, like suppose you are preparing any of the app that is a calculator app. So there is a built-in math function, right? So in camera app also there is a built-in photo function. So here in Python also there are many built-in functions. Like here we have already used in so here already we have used in this print, this for, if like sorry, these are the loops. Sorry, the range is a function. This print is a function. If we are using any of the length function, so this all are the predefined function that actually Python already have. So we already worked with this predefined function, but if needed, we can make a function of our own also. Okay, so we'll just move into the example section in Python. Just a moment. Let me just find out that. Just a moment. Just a moment, guys. I'm just finding the file up. Is my screen shared?
No, ma'am.
Not shared? Just a moment. Just a moment. I'm just sharing it up. Now, can you see it? My screen is visible, guys?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Not visible? Just a moment. Now, can you see?
No, ma'am.
You can't see it?
No, ma'am.
Is it happening for everyone or someone can see it? Is it happening for everyone? No one can see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Like you can't see it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just a moment. Now also?
No, ma'am.
Not visible.
Okay, just a minute. But I am sharing from my end. Okay, just a minute. Let me try it once. I am just sharing the entire screen. Wait a minute. Is it visible? Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
This
ma'am.
collab
Yes,
file is
ma'am.
visible, right? Okay, fine. That's nice then. You can at least see it. Fine. So we'll start with the basic structure of how we are supposed to create a function. So see, we'll start with def. What def is? Def is a keyword in Python to define a function. Okay. So it tells Python that you are about to create a new function and then you are going ahead. Okay. So this function name, what it is, there should be a proper function name that you are giving, right? You already seen about the predefined function print, right? So it has a predefined name to it. That is the name of the function is print. That's why we are calling it as print, right? So it is the predefined function up here. So that was the predefined function up here. But when we are building a function in, we need to put in the name of the function, the function name we need to put in. And then we need to put in, then we need to use the parenthesis. So parenthesis is used to pass the information to the function. Okay, these are called the parameters. Like inside the parenthesis, we are keeping the parameters. Okay, then what we are doing, this colon we are using. So this what this colon indicates, the colon indicates that the next indented line, it actually indicates that the next indented line are the part of this this function body only. Okay, is it clear? Up to this what I told, is it clear? This part, this line of code is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we are
Yes, ma'am.
actually inside this, we are actually writing the block of code that actually will make up better, or we want to read it, like we want to make it better in that form. And then we are returning the value. Okay. We are getting the value, like this, calling the value up. Okay. Returning the value. And then we have got an option of calling the function. Fine. So let us start with a simple function, a very simple function. So we have written def. So def, as I mentioned, it is a keyword used in Python that defines that it is a function. So it is like, it tells Python actually that I want to create a specific function out here, right? Next, the name. Here I am giving the name as greet. Okay, so this is the name of the function. So you can think it as like naming a box. there is a box and you want to name the box that contains a specific task and a set of instruction that this box contains, and you want to give a specific name to the box. Right? So this is the box. This function is actually a box, and I am giving the name of the function, that is greet. Okay, so next we have this print statement on. So my task, what I need, my task is against this function. When I will be greeting anyone, I will be saying hello to the person. So I'll be printing hello, welcome to Python. Okay, so greet, it means hello, welcome to Python. Fine. So greet, when we are just, this is how we are taking it further. So this line actually, print, as you know, it is a built-in function, and inside it we are putting this text. I want to display this text. Hello, welcome to Python. Now, greet, we are calling it. So it is a calling function. So you have already defined the function earlier, but defining doesn't run it yet, right? Defining a function and running it is a total different thing. Now you want to write, like you want to greet the person, so you are calling or executing the function up here. So that's why you are calling it up. So once you have called it up, see, you have printed the statement up here. So this is a form how you can create a simple function. Okay, so in simple words, again, if I want to recollect everything, so def greet, so it is like creating a box named greet. So inside the box, what I am putting print hello, welcome to Python. Okay, so this is what the box contains. This is the task that box contains. When anyone opens the box, this will come up. Okay, greet is actually what we are doing. We are opening the box and use whatever is there that is inside the box. We are just seeing it up. So for that we are using greet. So this is clear, guys. How we are creating a function, is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yes,
Fine.
ma'am.
Great. We'll just move in then. There is a normal function and there is a lambda function to it. So we'll see about how we can create it and what how we want to create it. So first we'll discuss about the normal function, then we'll just move into the lambda function. Fine. So the very first stage we have used def add, because what is def? Def is again the keyword that tells Python that I am going to define or create a function now. Okay. Add is the name of the function that I have given. We name it add because its job is here would be to add two numbers. A simple one we have taken. So here its job is to add two specific numbers. That's why we have taken it. Okay. Now, what we are doing, we have used again this colon. So the next step of it would be this will be along with this function. So this shows the next indented line that we are taking belong to this function step only. So that would be within the function, right? So now once it's done, we are returning, we are returning a plus b. So the keyword return, what it means send back the value as result of the function. Return means send back any of the value, like any of the value means the product of this value I want to send back as like as a result of the function. So a plus b means like we are adding two inputted value together up here and we are doing it here. Okay. So now what we are doing, see if the value of A is 10 and if the value of B is 11, so we will be getting 21, right? So now what we are doing, we want to see it. That's why we have printed it. So we want to call it. See here, we have called it. The similar way we have called it. So here we have the values inside it, like a and b, the parameters that we are having inside it. So this parameters, and in this format we need to put it inside. But what it will be returning, that is depending on the operation that we are putting in. Okay. So here what I need to do, I need to print add 10 comma 11. So it will be just adding the stuff up and printing the added value. Okay. So this is a normal function how we are creating it. And if we are not creating any of the function, then how we are doing it? We are writing a plus 10, a plus 10, b plus 10, x equals to a plus b. Then I am printing it. Then it is giving 21. Now, if this value is getting changed, then what we will be doing? Then again we have to write this entire code. But if here the value is changing, I just need to write, I need to change the value here. I'll be putting, suppose 5 and 6. And I'll just run the code. So it has given me the result. But for it, the result is still same. If I need to get the result 11, then I again have to write the entire code that A equals to 5, B equals to 6. Then only it will be giving me the proper output. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So here we are using a lambda function. Lambda is a simple function basically. So first we are going with the syntax of it. Just a moment, please. So we are just going with the syntax, how we are writing. So we are giving lambda. It is a keyword that we are putting in. Then we are giving the argument and then the expression. So here you can see add, we have just taken all of it inside a variable. So here the variable we have put it as add, and we have equal to lambda. A comma B we have taken as the arguments, and what are the operation we need to follow, that is A plus B. Next, we are printing add 5 comma 6 we are putting in, so we are getting the value. So while we are using lambda function, there is a no need of putting it all together and using the def function altogether, and we don't need to work along. It is a small one line function in Python which is used when we need a suppose a quick or simple operation needs to be performed, then we are using this lambda function. Okay, so what argument actually is? Argument actually is the input values. What are the input values? Here my input values is A and B. That is the variable where I'll be storing any of the value and I can change the value. So for that I am using it like that. Okay, so this is about a lambda function. And while we are just squaring it up, the similar way we will be doing it. So suppose here we have two values up. Here we can take a single value and just do the operation what we need to do. And now we are just printing it off. See, the value has came up for 2 to be 4. Right? Hope the function section is clear to each one of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Yes, yes.
So, since
Yes,
we
ma'am.
don't have much time left, we'll just take some of any of the relevant doubt if you are having now, we'll just take it. So, oops, this one will just collect it tomorrow then because we don't have much of the time left. So, in oops, we will be covering the class, the object, then we'll cover the constructors, with constructor, without constructor, init function we will be covering. Then we'll move into encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and if we say what is the way we can see without oops, and how we can work with oops, like how much it is making it different, like how much more beneficial it is becoming when we are using it up together, right? Then we are doing the iterations over that. And moving on further, we will be just going ahead with the NumPy array because that is very much required to move in further, because here we have not came to just learn this basic, because here we will be working with real data and develop models out of it, and based on that we will deploy those models. So NumPy is a library that we will be using up, and also see how we can use with NumPy array. Fine, hope this is clear to you, and accordingly we'll move in then. Right, guys? So you have any query relevant to anything as of now?
No, ma'am.
Fine. Then we'll just stop here. We'll just wrap up our session here. Since we don't have much time left, I also have another session to catch on. So accordingly, we'll just wrap up our session today here. Tomorrow again, we will be meeting, and hopefully tomorrow, by tomorrow, we will be able to cover the scoop section. Then we will be directly moving it to the original data set, how we can take down the data set, and what template we actually follow in. I'll just show it to you tomorrow so that you can follow that template and we can work accordingly on that. Okay? Is it fine, guys? Great
Okay,
then.
ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
fine. Then we'll just wrap up our session today here. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll just meet up tomorrow again. Just join the session right on time. Don't just delay it up. Fine. Thank you. Bye.